Hey guys, welcome to Biology 101. So, as you guys know, last week we learned about plants as valuable bioresources.
But this week we'll be learning about something a little more interesting, the vascular plant body.
Plants are classified into two main groups: vascular plants, those with vascular tissue, and non-vascular plants, those that lack vascular tissue.
But for now, let's forget about non-vascular plants because today we'll be learning about vascular plant systems.
Plants have two organ systems, known as the root system and the shoot system. The shoot system is made up of stems and leaves, two of the three organ systems in plants. The root system is made up of the roots of the plant, which anchors the plant by penetrating into the soil.
As you all should know, this is a plant cell. The main components of a plant cell are a cell wall, plasma membrane, central vacuole, nucleus, and chloroplasts. There are several different types of plant cells, which include parenchyma cells, collenchyma cells, and sclerenchyma cells.
Parenchyma cells are spherical in shape. Those in leaves have many chloroplasts, which produce C2H12O6, which is a chemical formula for glucose. Others, such as those found in fruits, lack chloroplasts, but have a large vacuole that can store starch, water, and oils.
Collenchyma cells can have unevenly thickened cell walls. As a cell grows, the thinner portions of its cell wall start to expand. This growth pattern makes the cells flexible, which allows plants to bend without breaking. Sclerenchyma cells lack cytoplasm and other living components when they mature, but their rigid cell walls remain. There are two types of sclerenchyma cells, sclerids and fibers. Sclerids are shorter than fiber cells and have an irregular shape. They are responsible for the gritty textures of pears and the hard covering of seed coats. Fiber cells are skinny but have thick cell walls and small interior spaces. Fibers are able to form a tough elastic tissue, which is why they have been used to make ropes, linens, and other textiles for centuries. So the last thing we're going to talk about is the four main types of tissues in plants.
Merismatic tissue, ground tissue, dermal tissue, and vascular tissue.
Soup de box.
Throughout their lives, plants can produce new cells by mitosis. These embryonic tissues make up meristems, areas of rapidly dividing cells. There are three types of meristems: apical meristem, intercalary meristems, and lateral meristems. Apical meristem is a region of rapidly dividing cells found at a plant's root and shoot tips. Intercalary meristems are tissues found along the stems and at the base of the leaf blades of some vascular plants such as grass. There are two types of lateral meristems: vascular cambium and court cambium. Vascular cambium run along the length of the roots and produces new vascular tissue. Court cambium produces cells that develop tough cell walls and form a protective layer on the outside of stems and roots. The outer covering of a plant is made up of dermal tissue. The epidermis is a single layer of dermal tissue cells that forms a protective covering over the body of herbaceous plants and young woody plants. Older woody plants also form dermal tissue called periderm. Some epidermal cells are specialized to perform a specific function. Guard cells are paired cells that together surround a stoma, plural stomata. Stomata are small openings or pores, usually in the leaf. When stomata are open, gas exchange can occur. During the day, carbon dioxide diffuses in through the stomata and oxygen diffuses out. Some epidermal cells have specialized structures or extensions on their surface that have important functions. For example, trichomes are tiny growths on the surface of the epidermis. They are often found on stems and leaves and can make the plant appear woolly or fuzzy. Root hairs are another example of specialized structures on epidermal tissue. Root hairs are tiny extensions of individual epidermal cells on plant roots. They increase the surface area available for the absorption of water and nutrients. Ground tissue forms most of the plant's internal and external material, and it contains parenchyma cells, collenchyma cells, and sclerenchyma cells. Ground tissues have a wide range of functions, including photosynthesis, storage, and support. In some stems, roots, and seeds, the cells of ground tissue store starch and oils.
Vascular tissue is an internal system of tubes that run lengthwise, connecting the roots and the leaves. The function of the vascular tissue is to transport water and dissolved substances throughout the plant. There are two types of vascular tissue, xylem and phloem. Xylem transports water and minerals from the roots to the leaves, while phloem transports nutrients such as sugars to areas where they are needed for growth, storage, and metabolism. Xylem is a water-conducting tissue of plants. In gymnosperms, xylem consists of cells called tracheids, while in angiosperms, it consists of two types of cells, tracheids and vessels. When tracheids and vessel elements mature, their living contents die, leaving the non-living cell walls in place. Phloem is a food-conducting tissue in vascular plants. There are two types of phloem cells, sieve tube elements and companion cells. Both of these are very much alive at maturity, unlike the cells making up xylem. And while sieve tube elements have no nuclei, each sieve tube element has an associated companion cell that does have a nucleus.
Thank you so much for watching this week's episode of Biology 101.
Stay tuned for next week's episode on plant organs and their functions.
Yes!